You bring up Ladder War. I mean, you guys set the bar so high for yourselves going in, where it seemed you guys were going out there to have the greatest ladder match ever, which is, lofty expectations. And coming out, there were a lot of people who believed you guys achieved that mark, and you were definitely one of the stars of that match. I mean, all of you guys. What was the moment like after that match? Was that one of those moments where you guys knew you just created something incredible out there?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think we had you say lofty aspirations, and that's it, man. I mean, and honestly, I give all credit to the guys that we were trying to follow in that respect, and that's the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian, because you can't have a match like that without looking at what they did in their TLC matches. And I mean, honestly, that was our I want to say inspiration, but we also knew that we had to do different things and go away from their formats and the things that they did. We had to do just enough to sort of harken back to it, but at the same time be innovative. And I felt like as we were going through it and listening to the crowd's reactions to the things that we wanted reactions for, I felt like we were getting exactly what we had envisioned in our head. And that's, to me, you talk about performing. I mean, we are performing, in such a physical fashion. But when you go out there with expectations of what you're going to get back from the fans, and then you go out and get those reactions, that is that's that pat on the back you get in your mind. Like, yeah, man, that worked. That worked. And that is exactly how I felt walking backstage after that match. Still bleeding wildly profusely, but I mean, but with a feeling, and just a feeling that I knew that we had pretty much hit the home run we wanted to.
In something like that, where there's so many different elements and different bodies involved, I mean, when you're working with guys like that you've done so much with, does a coherent vision come together pretty quickly? Is it a lot of, just weighing a lot of different options and figuring things out? I mean, what's kind of that process like when you have so many different factors just to take into consideration when you're putting together something like Ladder War?
Well, honestly, the tough part is picking a path and committing.
Right.
Because you got so many creative guys and so many great ideas that we want to fit in, and realizing that the editing process on that is going to be the tough part. Like, we all have great ideas and we all put them out there and we all agree, oh, that's a great idea. That would be awesome. This would go well. But then you realize you've only got a certain amount of time, and you need to, put the match together in a way that builds to that crescendo you're trying to get. And, so yeah, I mean, the tough part really is going, oh man, that would be great, but we don't have time, or we don't have room, or it doesn't fit. And that's the beauty of working with those guys, all of them. I mean, we all sort of went in thinking, how can we make this the best that it can be? And nobody had any ego about it. It was all, what can I do for this? What can I do for the match? What can I do for this other team? That's going to, how can I feature them in this spot because it's their time to shine? And, and that's been the beauty of working with those guys in the past year and a half is just knowing that when we come together, we can make something like that.
Well, do you sometimes assume that role as the editor, the ring general, Christopher Daniels?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, only because, I just sort of a default factor. I mean, because I love throwing ideas out there as well, but I also realize that if you get 6 creative minds and you just let them throw ideas out, you'll do that all day.
Right.
I mean, there has to come a time that goes, okay, hold on. We got to go. We have to figure this out, so let's stick with that. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I sort of become not the final word because I'm never that, but I'm certainly the guy. I have no problem being the guy that goes, okay, hold that thought. Let's stick with this and move on, or let's stick with this and go back to where we were, or whatever we need to do. And so yeah, I guess the editor in that respect, or at least the keeper of the wrangler of the train of thought, so to speak. I guess I'm the engineer on the train of thought sometimes.
There you go. You could get a conductor's outfit for that one.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. All aboard.